Hello everybody and welcome to the video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody for all your well wishes, all your checking in with me to see if I'm okay. If you're new here, I have just recovered from an illness that carried on for 6 or 7 weeks. And in this video, I'm going to tell you two things. First of all, what happened to me physically while I was sick for so long. And then secondly, as the title of this video says, it changed everything. Mentally and emotionally, I am a different person who got sick 6 or 7 weeks ago. All right. I have made a timeline. I've made a timeline. I've gone through my journals. Luckily I journal so I can document it all and just let you know what happened physically first of all. So I first got sick on Tuesday, June the 3rd. I had been in the city. I was in the process of emptying out my storage unit. We were selling a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I was based at my friend Faye's house. And that day I left and headed north to try and get to some warmer weather. And that evening I got sick. I got what I think was the flu. It may have been COVID. I don't know because I didn't do a test. But I was sick with that flu for quite a few days. And I started to feel better on the following Monday, June the 9th. I started to feel motivated again. I started to feel like I was getting my energy back and I was getting better. Now for that whole period, which is like 6 days, I barely ate. I had no appetite. I didn't have any high caloric foods in the van because I've been trying to eat healthy and lose weight. And I couldn't stomach any of the food I had in the van. I at one point walked into town and I was living off of basically cup of soup and yogurt and protein shakes. That's what I lived off of for about 6 days, and raisin toast. I got cravings for raisin toast. So I wasn't eating very much. I did lose a lot of weight in that 6 days. So then after that, when I started to feel better on the Monday, I started to eat normally again. I'm like, I need to get my nutrition back so that I can heal. So I started eating normally again. And that was one day. And then the next day I crashed again. My energy was wiped out. One of the biggest issues I've had for the last 4 or 5 weeks is extreme fatigue. I have just been barely able to function. So on the Tuesday, June the 10th, a week after I initially got sick and when I started to eat my normal meals again, I got the extreme fatigue. I got like a lot of nasal congestion up here, and also like my head felt really heavy and my brain was foggy, so foggy I could hardly think. And through all this time, I've had to continue working and I've done my best with that and managed to keep up with that. So this feeling of the foggy head, congested, extreme fatigue, that continued for another 2 weeks. All this time I was staying at a caravan park, and I've decided after 2 weeks, I'm not getting any better. And, you know, speaking to friends and family, and they're concerned I might have a chest infection, have pneumonia. So I decided to go and see a doctor. A fly's bothering me. I decided to go and see a doctor. So I made my way back down to my friend's Faye's house, and on Tuesday, June 24th, which was 3 weeks after I got sick, I went to see a doctor. I love the birds. And the doctor wasn't 100% sure what was going on. She gave me antibiotics, which I was reluctant to take, but we didn't know. I was not doing well at all. She said we need to try and hit it with antibiotics, and also took steroids. It was only a 5-day course, so we kind of hit it really hard, and that's what we tried to do. So after I got the medication, I stayed with Faye then for 6 nights altogether, and it did help me feel better. It did help me feel better, but I was still struggling a bit with fatigue. But after 6 nights, I felt like I had enough energy to drive. And I mean, it's such a blessing to have Faye, because I was able to relax quite a lot. I went down to only walking Abby once a day. Can you hear how loud those birds are? I went down to walking Abby once a day. Faye was taking care of a lot for me, feeding Abby, getting food for me and everything. I was able to rest, and I think that really helped. So after 6 days, I wanted to head north again to get to some warmer weather. Interestingly, at this point, I was still getting exhausted after breakfast. So I would wake up feeling pretty good. And then by the time I walked Abby, you do your whole morning routine. After breakfast, I would be absolutely exhausted again, absolutely exhausted. So on Tuesday, July the 8th, which is also the day, if any of you follow Christy on Eucalypt Designs, it's the day that I caught up with Christy, and I know I've got a cameo in that video, and Abby's in there quite a bit. That day I had an aha moment, because I woke up feeling good. So I had been resting for a good week at this point, a good week of solid rest, barely walking Abby, really resting, and I was starting to feel good. I woke up feeling good, and then after breakfast, the symptoms came back, the fatigue, the foggy brain, the congestion. And I'm putting 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, I'm allergic to my breakfast. And do you know what I've been having for breakfast for about the past, maybe well over a year? Eggs. So I always thought I had an allergy to eggs. For years and years and years, I thought that. I changed my breakfast. It might be like 18 months ago, because I thought I was becoming insulin resistant, which I may have been, and I was eating like carbs for breakfast, cereals and things like that. So I switched over to a protein-based savory breakfast, and that helped with the energy crashes during the day and things like that. It's interesting because I have been fighting fatigue for over a year, and I've been trying all these different things in my diet and exercise, and it never dawned on me that I was allergic to eggs. Hi everybody, I'm editing the video, and I realized that I've kind of contradicted myself within a couple of sentences. So I mentioned that for years and years I thought I was allergic to eggs. We're going back a long way, like 10 years ago I thought I was allergic to eggs, and so I didn't eat eggs. So when I say here, it never dawned on me I was allergic to eggs, I didn't put the symptoms together with the eggs. I had forgotten that I thought I was allergic to eggs. I honestly had forgotten it. That was something I thought like a decade ago. So I just thought, okay, let's see if I'm allergic to eggs. Let's see if this is what is causing all of these symptoms. So that was the day, my last day I had eggs, and that was 7 days ago. So today, as I'm filming this, it is Tuesday, July the 15th. I have gone 7 days without eggs, and today I feel better than I have felt in a very long time. My energy is just lasting all day. It's just phenomenal. I think it's taken a while to get my histamine levels and everything back to normal, but I feel really good. So out of all of this, I have discovered I'm allergic to eggs, and that has been affecting me for well over a year. Editing Brenna's back. I know a few people like editing Brenna. I just wanted to add at the end here that I did Google if having the flu can give you an allergy, and what it says is that it can't give you an allergy, but it can exacerbate an existing allergy. So it can make an existing allergy worse. So whereas before my symptoms were a lot milder, I had the fatigue issue and I did blow my nose a lot. Having the flu, I think it just really triggered my immune system. Things went a bit haywire and it just really showed it up. That's what happened. So that is what happened to me physically. I'm actually really excited going forward now that I know that, and I have lost a lot of strength and fitness with being sick for so long and unable to be as active as I normally am, but I'm looking forward to getting all that back and working hard. Excuse me. I'm looking forward to getting that back and restoring my fitness and my strength. Now I'm going to sneeze. This is a full sensory video. All right. So while this has been going on, it has been 7 weeks. I have not only gone through a physical transformation, but I have gone through mental and emotional transformation. As you can imagine, I have had a lot of time to sit and think, a lot, because I couldn't do anything else. The first 2 weeks were probably the worst, but then as I started to feel better and just really fatigued and foggy brain, once I got my work done and everything, I started to really think about my life. So, first of all, I had to surrender. I had to surrender to what was happening. I couldn't fight it. I couldn't resist it. I'd never ever go, oh, I wish this wasn't happening to me. Why is this happening to me? I never did that. I just accepted this is how it is. I've got to do the best I can with what's happening. And so I was actually very calm in the mind through all of it. It probably helped that my brain was foggy, so I couldn't focus that much anyway. I couldn't get myself worked up, but I did stay very calm through it and just surrender into what's happening, instead of trying to resist it, accept it, and then work with what you can. Interestingly enough, because this all happened in June, I'm in Australia and end of financial year is June 30th and I'm a bookkeeper. And for as long as I can remember, 20 years I've been doing this, June is a stressful month for me because I'm always thinking about the end of financial year. And I get myself worked up for literally no reason. It is all self-induced. And this year it was quite funny because I was at Faye's house. It was like the end of June and I'm kind of like, it's July 1st tomorrow. And I'm like, end of financial year's come and gone and I'm not stressed at all. That really proved to me how much we cause our own stress. Now look, I had been prepared as much as I could. I wasn't behind on anything. And so it just went to show me that I stressed myself out for no reason at all. So that was one thing I found really entertaining. For the first time in 20 years, there was no stress in June, mostly because I was too sick to be stressed, and everything's gone perfectly since. It's been fine. The other thing I started doing is I started meditating morning and night. So in bed in the morning, I wake up and I've been doing Joe Dispenza meditations. He's got morning meditations and they just set your mind up for the day. It's a lot of visualization, a lot of affirmations, and that was really helping me. I was doing the same thing at night. So I'd be laying in bed, ready to go to sleep. The last thing I do is a 30-minute night meditation. And it's the same thing, letting go of the day, visualization, affirmations as you go to sleep. So that's the last thing your brain hears. I've been doing this for quite a few weeks and it's brought about a lot of changes. I've done a lot of reflection on my life. I do this anyway, but this has been a very deep reflection, and I think some of it has to do with turning 60 at the end of last year, and then when you get sick, you really feel your mortality and you realize that you don't know how much time you have left on this earth, and it made me think. So it made me think about where I am in my life and where do I want to be? Are there things I still want to do? And how do I want to live going forward? These are questions I've been focusing on with the meditations, trying to imagine, visualize how I want to be living, how to feel the emotions of how I want to be living. And I came to quite a huge realization. I'm not going to share it with you, I want to keep it personal. I've shared it with a couple of close people, but I've come to a realization that I do want to live a lot differently. I still want to live in the van, don't get me wrong. It's nothing to do with the van. It's just other things in my life I want to do a lot differently. And I've already started putting that into action. Well, I'm trying to start. Today's the start of it. I'm making this video, but trying to put it into action now that my energy is back. Some of the things I can share with you about what I came up with is, first of all, I really want to focus on simple living, simple, slow living. I had to slow down because I was sick, and I love it. I really like going slow. I was doing really well a couple of years ago with slow living, and I could feel my life getting faster and faster and faster again. With trying to do things and setting deadlines, and I could feel things speeding up again, like I was just go all day. So I'm taking it back a notch. I'm going back to slow, simple living. I really love my slow mornings, really love my slow mornings. I have sort of not reduced what I want to do, but given it a longer time to happen. There's no actual deadline for things. I'm making them up. I don't want that to be at a sacrifice of how I want to live. I'm thinking a lot about my personal growth and moving forward, what that means for me. What do I still think I need growth in? And I realize, first of all, these are the things I feel now. I've been holding myself back, and I'm letting go of my limiting beliefs and negative thoughts. We all have them. We all think there's things we can't do, we can't achieve, we're not good enough, we're not worthy enough. We all have those thoughts. And the meditations really helped me with this. I'm just letting it go. I'm letting it go. I am gonna go for things that I want to do full on, and the sky's the limit. I'm not going to set myself limits, and I'm going to go for it, because if I don't go for it, I'll never know what I could have achieved. I want to live to my fullest potential, and I don't know unless I really try. That's the end of that. That is where I am at. I don't know, I hope this helped you. I really want to explain what's been going on. I have had a huge transformation. My life has changed so much in the last 7 weeks. I am not the same person that got sick in so many ways. And I'm really excited going forward. I know I've been saying this for a while in my videos. I felt like there was something. I felt like there was something I'm meant to do, I'm supposed to do. And I feel now the pieces they're coming together. It's starting to come together and click. I definitely had a few personal, maybe demons, I don't know what you want to call them. I had some issues I had to deal with, which I have come up this week, and I feel I've dealt with them. So I've had some personal issues to deal with, and I've done it. I've faced it, embraced it, I felt the pain, and then it goes. So yeah. The Joe Dispenza meditations have really helped. I'll put a link to some of them in the description. But that is where I'm at now, people. That is where I'm at. Again, thank you so much for everybody, for all your support and your kind wishes and your understanding. And people reaching out to me like, are you okay? It's really nice. Thank you so much. I really love it. You're all so wonderful. And hopefully I will see you again on a regular basis now. I have got a lot of videos to make. I've always got plans for videos. I've got a lot of videos to make, a few coming up that I think people will really like. And yeah, we will see you again soon. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you. Bye.